What's up, guys? It's Captain Productions back with a channel update. It's mad, but we are in February. I'm just going to close the window here. What's that? That's what the noise is. But you have some points. I didn't bother to number them because, well, of course not. And you know, I may improvise and shove a few in here as well. Kind of nuts. We're already in February. January has just completely passed me by. It's just something that happened. But we have points. As you can see here, we're going to jump into those. So what's coming this month? Well, this month I'm planning to try and get a hold of certain things, right, to review. Like, as in, my Clone Trooper minifigure series, really, I'm trying to take off. I've got a whole bunch of clones in waiting. You guys get that video on Tuesday. So, in this video, I will be showing off my display, but I am removing the every Lego Clone Trooper thing from frame. So, you'll see an empty hole where it normally sits on my shelves. Purely because, well, I want to keep that, you know, a secret, because I got some really cool Clone Troopers in the mail the other day. I could have made that video today, but I chose to do the channel update, you know, because I want to do these as early as possible. And, you know, today being Saturday the 3rd, it was kind of the best opportunity I could really get to film this, so there was that. Another thing I plan to do this month is, hopefully, because I managed to get the last of the indie sets reviewed, I do the wave review of those, because I don't know if I'm planning to keep a hold of the fighter plane chase and the Well of Souls set. Because, I don't know, with me potentially moving and stuff, I need to think about space, and those are sets that I'm not too sure how I feel about. I'm definitely going to try and keep the, or 100% keeping the Temple of the Golden Idol. So, if I'm going to think about listing those indie sets, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to, you know, get that wave review out and stuff like that. And, you know, as well as this month, I'm just planning to, it's really just kind of mop up any reviews that I've missed. Of course, we're going to have minifigure type videos, so it's just going to be like a standard month, but I'm just trying to finish off any loose ends and just get myself caught up to date. My display, this will be fun. Let's jump into it, because I had a lot of fun. There's been some changes, and, you know, if you can read my terrible handwriting, you're going to see what's coming next, and it may surprise you. So, first big difference is the Mandalorian poster is gone, okay? You can see that the poster is gone. What happened? Well, it fell on me in my sleep, and I ripped it when I took it off. I just kind of went, you know, pushed it away and ended up destroying it by accident. So there is that. I'm basically probably going to get like a replacement poster or something to go up here. But over here we kind of got a bit of a weird shelf. The only Lego thing really here is the pirate tank. We've got R2-D2, the Hondo action figure, the Darth Vader keychain. Kind of over here, I'm loving the Imperial shelf look, having got all next to each other. It just looks nice. It looks good. So just going to keep going with this. The TIE Bomber and the Executor, it all just looks really nice with each other. I wouldn't mind getting another one of these shelves, but because, you know, I'm moving, I'm not going to bother. You know, a longer Imperial shelf would be kind of cool. Because, you know, I did have, I've actually boxed some of it away, but I did have more Imperial stuff than this. But these are like my key favourites when it comes to the Imperial stuff. Over here is a drastic change, and you probably already noticed what's not here. We got the Jabba's Palace and Rancor Pit, and we got the Ultimate Collector's B-Wing. I finally found a place where I feel I can display that, and it looks great, and I'm happy with it, because this set is it's not easy for display in any sense of the word. No. Trying to display this set has been just difficult, you know. But I finally got in a place where I like it. Got the plaque, got the little A-wing there. Standard Republic shelf. Got another one. I added all my custom clones because these figures were expensive, so it was kind of like, wait, they're just sitting in a drawer, and I kind of forgot I even had some of these customs. You know, pretty cool minifigures. Going to keep them out. Got all those battle pack builds. I'm going to be talking about the battle pack in this. I did do a review of it this past month. This is a bit more of a random shelf. I do like it. We've got my Cloud City Boba Fett in its case there. We've got Cloud City itself, Luke's Land Speeder, a Cadu. I'm probably going to get my Tauntaun out the drawer. In fact, I'm going to quickly do that just now. We're going to update the display here on an episode for fun. I'm actually just going to quickly get the Tauntaun. Because I'm like, the Rancor's here, the Cadu's here. Why is the Tauntaun not here? There we go. Made an addition on camera. But I kind of like the random look of the shelf. Of course, we've got the Separatist shelf. Trying it from different angles looks really nice. We got your kind of Rebellion shelf. And this shelf is a bit more random. See, I'm going to be talking about downsizing my collection. I'm not getting out of the hobby or anything like that, but there are certain changes I do want to make. Coming over here, display is kind of standard. I'm actually going to have to quickly go move the Clone Trooper stand. See, I think I showed this in the previous update. Until I'm able to do more with it, I'm going to have to keep the Cloud City platform here because I think I showed this before, but I'll show it again in case I don't remember if I did. Literally, there's the width of the shelf and then the width of the platform. That will never work as a display thing. So it's kind of just chilling like this just now. It's a really big, like, well-built platform as well. So maybe in the future I can actually use it or get a Millennium Falcon to put on it. Standard sets here, again, this is my favourite of the indie sets, so it's more likely to be the one that I'm keeping. Ones like the Batmobile, which this set, I mean, it suffers badly from dust, let me just say that. Right. In fact, I'll just simply not show it. This is the indie minifigures. I finally put all the figures back on the stand the other day. They'd been sitting in a box for a while. And, you know, seeing them all like this is, we're going to be talking about this in a moment, because I feel like I've neglected this, but I just wanted to show you what I've got going on display-wise this month. So, our next point is selling sets. So this is a topic that we've discussed in previous channel updates, but I'm selling a couple sets to try and downsize my collection. And, you know, there's one that was a bit of a tough choice, but I kind of decided I want to sell it to fund something else in the future. Plus, it's not one of those sets I want to have to deal with the transporting, because all of this can more or less be transported simply enough. It shouldn't be too much of a hassle, but the Death Star is, and let me show you what I've been doing with the Death Star. So over here in this other corner, we have the Death Star. It is more or less in this box. I have tried selling it online quite a few times with varying levels of success. I've paid, like, to have the advert boosted online. And yeah, I do have some Star Wars themed drawers here. I've just not had any luck with it whatsoever. The bother is people either lowballing me. I'm selling it without the figures because I love the figures in this set. And I don't want to have to go buy the figures again because I'm selling the set, you know what I mean? But even without the figures, this set does have some value. People either lowballed me or it's like, this set will not post. I've had issues with that and people just trying to mess with me in all sorts of ways. I've got one serious offer potentially happening, but I mean, I'm struggling to shift this thing. And you know, it is completely apart, and I broke it apart in chunks. I didn't have the time really to break it up properly, but that is the main one I'm trying to sell along with the TIE Striker, because the two sets that I kind of deemed in my collection I no longer want. So yeah, let's jump into the next point, or the continuation of this point, sorry. But yeah, like I said, it's more so for me moving for a university thing. It's like, it's not a dorm, I'm just moving with family. There'll be a video. See, in March, 3 or 4 months before I actually do it, I would probably going to make a video announcing it. That's more for the March update. But it's more so, it's part of my current collecting thing as well, which we'll move into. Collecting changes. So what I've been collecting has changed for this year. So far in 2023, I've had a lot of restraint when it comes to buying sets. The only sets I have bought in 2023 have been battle packs. Which, I mean, considering this time 2 years ago, I'd already bought Jabba's Palace, and I believe I was saving for the Death Star at that point. You know, and this time last year, I already bought the Rancor Pit, the TIE Bomber, the battle packs. Like, I have had a lot of restraint. And I've been putting all my money, and, you know, I have bought quite a lot of clone troopers as well, so that's kind of where I've been putting my money for the most part. Because with me moving, I don't want to have... I've kind of figured out a more or less solid plan for moving all this stuff around with me, and I don't want to add more sets to the equation because I've kind of got it to the point where it's going to work and it's going to work well, but if I continuously add more stuff to it, it's just going to become more difficult, so we're not going to do that. And I'll tell you a big bit of restraint. I was in a store today, and this store sells like retro collectibles, and it's actually the same store my 2012 X-Wing, which was a sealed set when I bought it, came from about, 2 years ago? No, August 2022 is when I've done that. They had the sealed 2012 TIE Fighter, and you know what? The restraint's like, yeah, a TIE Fighter's not a huge set, but it's still another set that I have to account for when moving, and that's just not an ideal situation, so I kind of swore off it. But my collecting is mostly focusing on minifigures, you know, collecting every clone trooper, the Indiana Jones, my clone army, which, trust me, the clone army is going to be a big one. My goal for the clone army, when I did back in May, I had 146 clones. My goal was 200, which required me to get 104 more clones. We're going to be smashing that, by the way. But, yeah. So, next point is my thoughts on the new sets. So I uploaded a video slideshow of the new mid-scale sets. Those mid-scale sets look absolutely brilliant. Very happy with them. Of course, I got these Superstars over from last year. Am I going to buy them? I'm going to have to resist the urge. I've told myself I can buy one, and I think I'm just going to go for the Invisible Hand, purely because it's the Invisible Hand, okay? I feel that is the coolest set of them all, personally, and it's amazing. But it's a cool concept that Lego's doing, because this ended up being one of my favourite sets of the past year, so it's definitely a concept that I'm happy to continue doing. But yeah, I'm excited. My goal for February is to be more consistent with uploads. I feel like I'm in a position where I'm able to get them out. I mean, last Saturday there was an upload when there wasn't going to be. I mean, we're already... This is the first upload of February, granted, but I'm planning to give you this video, which is coming out today, Saturday, when it's being filmed. And of course, you're getting your collecting of the Clone Trooper on Tuesday, so I feel like I'm accomplishing something here. But that's my goal for February, is try and stay on it. How many? That's our next point. We're going to talk about how many. So when I say how many, what am I really talking about? Well, since January 1st, I have bought 1, 2, 3. I've bought 3 of the battle pack. So a question has popped up, and I've had people ask me, how many is too many? Well, to give you an example, for the 332nd battle pack, I stopped at 4. For the 501st Specialist, I stopped at 4. Now, why did I stop at 4 with each of those battle packs? Well, I stopped at 4 with the Specialist because it's not something I wanted a huge amount of. Keep in mind, I bought 8 of the original 501st battle pack. Why did I stop with the 332nd battle pack? Because getting Commander Vong repeatedly was a pain. I didn't want multiple Vongs, so that was part of it. But how many am I going to go with these? Well, I know you can get some of them on sale already. This battle pack, I'm not too sure. Basically, because I've had people ask, I just thought I'd answer it here. I'm planning to go for at least have 8 or 12 by the time the Clone Army video goes on. I'm going to go for a kind of feel for when the right number comes along. It's probably when I'm going to stop, or when Lego releases another Clone Battle Pack, which who's to say when that's going to happen. But yeah, let's jump into the next point. So our next point comes to something that I've neglected, the collecting every Lego Indiana Jones minifigures. And the reason I bring it up here and not in its own video is that I've been collecting these, and this started in February of last year. You know, I started off in 2022 only buying Henry Jones and Indiana Jones up there. And you know, last year I kind of got the random, you got a brief look at the stand, but you didn't see anything. Was to try and collect all of these. And you know what? Those custom gunship stickers on the way. I'm going to shove them in with the clones. Basically, I want to try and get back on top. I'm missing, just over, I think it's just 10 or 11 minifigures. So my plan is to try and smash out those remaining figures by June. Why not just do it now? It's trying to find some of these minifigures is the problem. See, it's some of the minifigures, for instance, the 2 that would go there, I have struggled to no end to find. It's because that has been brought up with me. Why no more? And it's literally things down to things like its availability has been a severe problem with Indiana Jones figs. I get with the movie coming out last year, some things were bound to go up, but I've not bought any of these through sets. The only ones I got in a set would have been these minifigures right here, because I did buy the set that they came in back in 09. I didn't buy it in 09, but it's a set from 09. But it's one of those things, it's like, I wanted to talk about it because I feel like I haven't brought it up or mentioned it. The minifigures have actually gotten dusty, they've been sitting that long. Look, you can see literal dust on Indy's hat. That's not great. But our last point is my collection guide. So I'm finally sorting out a guide for my collecting to figure out what I have, what I don't have, and what I want. Let me show you, because that's not something I've really ever shown in here. So bringing it up right now. So here we have what appears to be an ordinary notebook, right? But inside I've got it categorized. So by minifigures number, and then the minifigure and the year. So it's all the 1999 minifigures. See, there's only certain years that I want all of. I want all the 1999 minifigures. That's a goal for this year, because it'd be cool to do a 25 years later type video. 2000, 2001, 2002, 2003, 4, and then 5 is a year I do want all of, which, you know, something I'm trying to get done. 6 and 7. 2008 has 2 pages, that's another year I do want all the figures from. 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, 2012 and 13, you get the point, right? That's the kind of the goal I want for. I'm also going to be adding sets, because I'm trying to streamline my collecting process a lot bit, like, you know, that every Lego Clone Trooper is in here as well. I've already started the list for January of 2024. I've got a few pages to add in future years. We've got kind of every Indiana Jones figure. We've got the Droid Army, Clone Army stuff, Imperial and Rebel Army stuff. There's other things I want multiple of, like Sand People, just that kind of thing. So the whole point in this was to try and make the process better, but I feel like it works. But anyway, this has been February, I've already messed it up, update for 2024. That's mad. But even madder when I've turned around and like, oh, I can't believe we're in March. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, which will be collecting every clone trooper. Please stay tuned because you're going to enjoy that episode. See you there.